19th as of January 21st of 2025. We are going to jump in here and rebuild them to see if we can get them all the way up to the top 4, not just the Premier League. This is a different type of video. I'm giving myself 10 minutes to spend in the transfer window, whatever's left of the transfer window. Give myself a 10-minute timer to sign as many players as possible to fix this injury-critical team, as well as just it being a god-awful team anyway, because it is Tottenham. They are awful. And to try and get them, our aim is top 4. They are currently sitting 16 points off the top 4 spot. They are closer to relegation than they are even top 8, to be honest. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's give ourselves 10-minute timers once we loaded it up into the actual save, and then we'll see what we can do, and we can see if we can, unfortunately, save Tottenham. I mean, just look at the team it currently is. I did go ahead and bring in Donso and Matthias Tell on loan. Obviously, they are on loan in the club as well. Those two of the signings that Tottenham made. In shocking move, Tell declined them and then actually went to them after Man United declined them, or they just didn't want Matthias Tell. But looking at this team, you go down here and my lord, their whole entire reserves is injured. We have a couple players slowly coming back from injury, though, like Romero, Van de Ven, the two center backs. The main reason why they've been struggling so much is their defense in lack of it with the injuries that they had. They've been playing Archie Gray, a center defensive mid, at center back. He still should be able to get the job done. He's been playing at right back where did he come from? I forgot what club he came from before Tottenham, but he was playing right back for them. I think it was Leeds United, right? Yeah. So yeah, Basuma's coming back from injury. Obviously, their keeper Vicario is out for a little while. Werner's out, but he's horrible anyway. Johnson's out, but he's horrible on the game. Solanke's out, but he's horrible on the game and in real life. Udogie is out. He's probably the best defender on the flanks, at least. And then we obviously have Jed Spence. We have James Madison on the team. This is their formation that they use currently, I guess. We give it whatever, but I mean, it is what it is. Just let's go and go through the squad hub, though. Let's go through some of these injuries. Or not, because my game crashed. All right, well, see y'all in a second. All right, we are back like nothing ever happened. Vicario is out for 5 weeks. I'm honestly going to stick with Kinski and Forster as the keepers for the next 5 weeks. It is what it is. Vicario will come back and then hopefully be able to do the job. So that is fine there. We won't look for a replacement for him. Kind of where we won't look for a replacement for Udogie, as he will come back in 4 weeks. We'll wait those 4 weeks and look to suffer. Romerio's coming back. He'll be back in a couple days. Donso's obviously come in on loan to help out. Dragerson, he's horrible. Van de Ven coming back in 6 days as well. So he in that back line will pretty much be sorted out once these two guys come back, and obviously Udogie in a couple weeks. Pedro Porto is the main right back. That could be something that we look to improve on. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the Premier League, to be completely honest. Jed Spence, he had a bright prospect, but there's nothing really about him. Basuma's coming back in 3 days. He could be a key part of that midfield to go ahead and just boost up that midfield a little bit more. Archie Gray, if we can play him at CDM in his proper positions, that would be helpful as well. Mikey Moore, for what we're doing in today's video, he's not going to be of much use, to be completely honest. Odobert, I don't really know too much about him, but he's coming back in 3 days, which is fine. Bentancur is out for 6 days, so he's coming back as well in relatively quick fashion. We obviously have James Madison, Kulusevski, who I'm going to change back to being a right winger. I am going to use him as a right winger. I know Brennan Johnson is there, but Brennan Johnson is awful, and also Brennan Johnson is hurt, and I believe he actually has a torn ACL, so he's out anyway for a really long time. Kind of where Timo Werner has a hamstring injury. He's out for a month, and then, yeah, oh no, dead leg calf only. Only a dead leg calf for Brennan Johnson. I could have sworn he torn his ACL. Well, he's out for the next 7 days. He'll come back in, but still, Kulusevski is the better of the two. So I think a 4-2-1-3 formation with James Madison as a cam, Kulusevski as a right wing, a midfield duo of obviously Basuma and even possibly Archie Gray or Pablo Sarr, and then the back four is obviously the back four, and the keeper, it will be the keeper. But can we improve on that? We obviously can. We do have 177 million to spend. That's a lot of money. They are in the Europa League. We are looking to get into the top 8 of the Europa League. Obviously, the Europa League has passed up, and they're technically still in the Carabao Cup, as they've lost 1-0. So we could rectify that and give them their first trophy, which I don't want to do. I can't lie. I really don't want to do. I barely want to do the video, and they're still in the FA Cup. So they haven't played the FA Cup where they have in real life, and then obviously lost to Aston Villa. And unfortunately, the Plymouth Argyle story tale might not come true on here. We'd love to see it, but I doubt it'll come true on the game as well. So yeah, we have 10 minutes once I start the timer to spend that 170 million. I think overall improvements, I think a better CDM for sure. Maybe we bring in an actual goalkeeper. I think a better striker. I think Matthias Tell Solanke is not going to do the job, so I think we can try to do that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what we can do. We're going to start the 10-minute timer now. We have 10 minutes from this point to spend 177 million to improve this club. And I'm thinking instantly, I know they just brought in Matthias Tell, but I think we get a partner in crime that deserved a trophy at Tottenham for his time at Tottenham. Let's see if we can make that happen. And of course, I'm talking about Tottenham's most loyal. Tottenham's best player in their club history, Harry Kane. We're going to look to bring him into Tottenham, back to Tottenham, to try and finish some unfinished business. We are going to go ahead and look to swap, for the sake of it, Solanke plus around 80, 70 million. I mean, this is going to be a big chunk of our budget off the rip anyway, but goals will matter. We are going to look to go ahead and bring him back. Now, over recent days, there have been not many, but a couple of reports that Harry Kane might be interested in joining the Premier League back, but for North London rivals Arsenal, the team he's been a fan of all his life. He just got, unfortunately, stuck at Tottenham. So for 75 million, I think I just did, plus Solanke. Let's try and get him into the squad here now. He is obviously going to be crucial. This will be our big chunk of our budget. It is a big chunk of our budget. We're down to 100 million. So a lot of players might be included in some swap deals if we bring in a lot of players. Obviously, yes, this does not matter. All this does not matter. The wages do matter, though, because that is what also drives down the budget. But Harry Kane will be coming back to Tottenham, joining Ange Postecoglou, and hopefully winning something in his second season, because he always wins something in his second season. He won't win anything this season unless he somehow wins the Europa League. But Harry Kane, welcome back to Tottenham. Now with him being back at the club, they gave him a shirt number of 25, so we are going to waste more time, unfortunately. We're down to 3 minutes. We are going to go ahead and do that. James Maddison took the number 10 shirt. Was he number 10 or was he number 9? What number was Harry Kane? Now I got to use my phone. What number was Harry Kane? Harry Kane at Tottenham. What number was he? What number was Harry Kane at Tottenham? Was he number 9 or number 10? He was number 10, right? Yeah, he was number 10. So, James Maddison, you no longer have that number. It belongs back to Harry Kane. $6.5 million to spend. I want to improve on this midfield. I want to bring somebody in that can actually do the job now. This is not, remember, I'm just doing this for the half of the season that we have left. So, I need somebody to do the job now in the midfield. And Archie Gray is simply not going to cut it. And honestly, Basuma might not even cut it either. So, let's see what we can do. Now, I don't know how concrete, and obviously it couldn't be that concrete because the move didn't get solidified in that January transfer that just passed up. But there was reports that Douglas Luiz would be open to going back on loan to the Premier League after just leaving it to go to Juventus. So we are going to look to add some quality in here for free. In bringing in Douglas Luiz, obviously a loan deal, short term, it does not matter. He is a CM. I won't have to change him to CM because I'm going to be simming every game by myself. I won't be doing it through the calendar. So Douglas Luiz will hopefully come in. That will be a CDM number 1. I'm thinking about number 2. There's a couple options of Premier League quality. How much money do we have left? Obviously still 100 million. Not quite. No, there was a couple people on the short list I thought of before Douglas Luiz. So maybe we go after some of those guys. Now, this guy will cost most, if not the rest, of my budget. So we are going to go ahead and try and offer a midfielder. But obviously, we do have Moise Caicedo, a part of the Chelsea million-player squad. So if we can chop their numbers, not chop the numbers off, but give us a better quality player for one of our players here, then that would be absolutely perfect. Do I want to get rid of Bentancur, though? I kind of want to get rid of any of these CDMs. I'm more than happy to get rid of Bentancur than Basuma, all these other guys. So Bentancur, to try and get this fee down just a little bit, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. His market value is around there, around that 70 million mark. They want 106 million flat. They don't even want the midfielder. Can we offer Yan Basuma just because he's a little bit older, and then try and get this down to close to 75 million. We'll even go down to 75 million. This is where we're going to have to be a lot more cutthroat and not waste time like I normally would, because I don't have that much time. I got 3.5 minutes and I'm doing nothing. They want 106 million. This might not this might not work. We're going to offer 75 million, which means my other plan might go out the window with this signing, unfortunately. See, I can't see the numbers. We're even going to go, we'll go 75 million, see what they say. We'll say yes to that. Okay. I'm going to wait to bring in him on a permanent deal. I'm going to see if we can go ahead and get Basuma on, or not Basuma, Douglas Luiz in on loan. Because maybe Douglas Luiz and the other guy is good enough. And Basuma is good enough in the midfield. Loan decline. Oh, loan decline. Douglas Luiz does not want to join the club. Okay, never mind. So we will go after Moises Caicedo. Douglas Luiz, loan decline. So Moises Caicedo will not have an option but to join the club here on a permanent deal. So let's go and get this job over the line and try and get it in rapid fashion. 25 million we're going to have left after this, roughly around 25 million. No release clause, perfectly fine. You can have pretty much the same exact wages you're on, just a little bit less, 5K less. A reasonable offer. Moises Caicedo, welcome to Tottenham. We are on the race of time. I've got a minute 12. And the last player I want to try to bring in is a right back to replace Pedro Porro, and no other player to replace him with perfectly than Pedro Porro himself, plus 20 million, because you know what, why not? We have the money. They say yes to that. Okay, so this might actually be done and dusted. We just need to get him in the club before the 50 seconds, and thank the Lord this takes a lot less than 50 seconds, as long as they agree and as long as we can actually pay it. 5-year contract deal, that is fine with us. They don't want a release clause. Yes, they don't want a release clause here. We are running against the close of time. They went around 120. I will offer 150. See what they say to that. They do say yes to that. Mr. Hakimi, welcome to Tottenham. Let's go and build the squad with the couple players that we have brought in and see where these boys can finish and see if we can climb them up to Premier League champions or Champions League football for next season, and possibly even Europa League champions for this season as well. We are going to go ahead and just get rid of the timer here though, because 10 minutes left to go. Nothing's going to come to it. That timer is over. The 10 minutes of transfer window business is done. 100 million down the drain with a couple players coming to the squad. Let's see what they can do. So here is what the full fit team will look like once every single player is fit. Vicario in net, Hakimi at right back, Romero and Van de Ven as our center backs, Udogie on the left as a left back, Caicedo and Basuma in the midfield, James Maddison at striker, right behind Harry Kane as he rejoins Tottenham alongside Heung-min Son, and then Kulusevski on the right hand side. This team, I think I can get them to get a trophy. That's the aim there. Let's go ahead and get through the crucial part where these guys aren't fit at all, where Udogie, Vicario, Basuma, Van de Ven, Romero aren't fit, and let's see if we can then get out the trenches and get them to Europa League glory. That is the aim of this save. So first game is in the Europa League. It is against Heidenheim. Not Heidenheim, we are actually playing against Hoffenheim. And let's go ahead and jump into a sim here. Obviously replace all these players, and let's jump into a 1-0 win for Harry Kane. Now, this game, they actually lost in real life against Leicester City. Let's see if the quick sim can rectify it. It does. Hakimi, the new boy, with Kulusevski scoring a brace. A 3-1 win for Tottenham against Leicester City, rectifying that situation that happened, obviously, in real life. And look at that. The only two players now fully missing are Vicario and Udogie in this best of starting 11. This is just a simple game just for mathematics and stuff like that. It's Tottenham versus Elfsborg, which should be a win. It is only a draw. After Harry Kane missing a penalty in the 48th minute, he rescues a point in the last league phase game with the 89th minute equalizer to close out the boys Europa League phase. Now they are into the knockouts, where hopefully they're into the top 8. They should be in the top 8. Brentford in real life won this game 2-0. This was one of the games this is the last game they actually lost at the time of recording this video on the Tuesday before tomorrow. They won the game in real life. They lose it here on today. Henry scoring an 81st minute winner, and Tottenham dropped 3 points, where they picked up 3 points in real life, but kind of the reverse fixture of the Leicester game then. So we reverse the results between Leicester and Brentford, and now it's time to get pummeled 4-0 by Liverpool, and and then lose to Aston Villa 2-1. This is a chance to get into a first cup final. I know in real life they lost this one 4-0, and I've never been happier after seeing Arsenal get knocked out, though. And they will lose this game 3-1 on a day. Curtis Jones scoring the game winner to send Liverpool to the final. So even on a simulation, Tottenham can't get the job done. They are out of the Carabao Cup at the semifinals. 3-1. Can we rectify the situation? Udogie is slowly coming back from injury. Can we rectify the situation here against Aston Villa? The answer is yes. A Harry Kane brace and a Kulowski 6th-minute goal send us to the next round of the FA Cup. That is the last result that they have played in real life. It was the one they lost, and now they are into the next round of the FA Cup. So there's a chance we get some FA Cup action. A battle of top six, of not top six, of the big six. But the worst two of the big six clubs going at it. It's Tottenham versus Manchester United. And, of course, it's a split draw 3-3. Heung-min Son, Basuma, and Kulusevski on the score sheet. Joselu, who's a free agent signing for Manchester United in the save. Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw all scoring there. A 3-3 draw between the battle of the mids. And Vicario is coming back. So now I expect this team to start doing a lot better with Vicario coming back. It starts with a 3-2 win. Did he play that game? He did play that game. Heung-min Son with the brace. Kulusevski with the first. And Tottenham pick up a massive 3 points in the relegation scrap against Ipswich. Now, I wasn't going to show you every single game, but there's some big fixtures coming up. This is the first one with the full team fully fit. So let's go and jump into it. A quick sim here against Tottenham. Not against Tottenham, against Manchester City, who currently sit in third. That is a massive 3 points to claim on a team we're trying to overtake in the top four. Heung-min Son and James Maddison on the score sheet. Massive there. I won't show you every single result. I'm going to go through every single result. I won't show you every single result. But there's that. We have FA Cup now against Stoke City. We should win that. If not, I'll show you it. If we do it, you won't see it until the next round probably. Well, we're out of the FA Cup. Stoke City beat us. I gotta stop saying us. Stoke City beat Tottenham. I love it and I hate it at the same time. Wow. Stoke City, move on. We're out of the FA Cup. Alright, a little bit of an update. We obviously, last time y'all seen, it was a Stoke 2-1 shock loss. We went ahead and got to the next round of the Europa League, beating Fenerbahce 3-0 on aggregate. We beat Bournemouth and we beat Fulham 3-1 and 2-1 on respectable. We did just lose, unfortunately, to Chelsea, our first loss in the league since the Brentford game at the beginning of February. We now sit 10th in the table. We are currently on 40 points. Fourth place is on a third, or not 30 points, is on 17 points ahead of us on 57 points. It's looking bleak to get into the top four, so I think we might try and shift our focus of winning a trophy, being the Europa League. And honestly, looking at the teams left, it looks very doable with the squad I built for Tottenham. So that is our main focus now, is obviously trying to win the Europa League. But of course, if we can get into top 4, top 5, top 6, honestly, of the Premier League, that'd be better as well. Just try and rescue this horrible season that Tottenham are having, and it wins with teams like against this, which we should be getting against Southampton, bottom of the barrel, Harry Kane again. This should be possible. Quarterfinals of the Europa League are wrapped up. Frankfurt knock off Ajax 5-1 on aggregate. Athletic Club with the 1-0 win in the second leg to move past Lyon 3-2 on aggregate. Tottenham, we move on 3-2 against Rangers, and then Real Sociedad move on past AZ 4-2 on aggregate. So it's Real Sociedad, Tottenham, Athletic Club, and Frankfurt. We get the hardest of those left in Real Sociedad. I believe Real Sociedad is the hardest of those teams left in this competition, obviously besides us, but we can't play ourselves. Tottenham versus Real Sociedad in the Europa League semifinal. First leg is now. And the first leg belongs to Real Sociedad. They win 3-2 on aggregate. Kulusevski with the brace to get something and keep us in the tie. It's going to come down to a massive second leg, though. Second leg here. Can we get the job done at home and get us to the final? They are in the final. Bergveld and Van de Ven. Bergveld scoring the winner in the 88th minute. And Tottenham, shockingly, are in the Europa League final. And they'll be taking on Frankfurt, who win 4-2 on aggregate. So it's English versus the Germans in the Europa League final. With 3 to 2 games left to go for most clubs, 3 games for us, we sit in 7th. So from 15th to 7th, that's a massive jump. And in fact, I think we've only lost 2 games in the Premier League since I took over. So yeah, we are actually doing quite well with this Tottenham team. They are 2 points off 6th spot. They are 7 points off top 5. Obviously 17 points off top 4. That was never going to I thought it could have happened. It was never going to happen. This game is actually massive for Liverpool. If they win this game against us, they will go 5 points clear off of Arsenal. If they lose this, Arsenal have a chance to at least keep in reach with them with the 2 games left to go in the season. So we could essentially end Arsenal's title hopes. So let's see theoretically if we can do that here by beating Liverpool. The answer is no. Harry Kane and Heung-min Son on the score sheet, a 2-2 draw. We actually would have had to lose to ruin their hopes, so we was hoping for a loss, but I'm glad we didn't lose. And now we have Aston Villa. Now, this game is pretty much for 6th spot here, so who will finish in 6th between us and Villa? It will more than likely still be Villa, but we do win this game 3-2. Caicedo, Heung-min Son, and James Maddison on the score sheet. A massive win there. Arsenal drew, which means Liverpool are your Premier League champions. And now we have the Europa League final against Frankfurt, in which we will play, just to end the video up on a high note. Tottenham in a Europa League final. Something you won't ever see, and something you also won't ever see is Harry Kane fighting for a trophy for Tottenham ever again. Given it many years, the best effort was a Champions League final years ago after they beat Ajax in dramatic fashion with Luka Morta. Ever since then, and really before that, and even then, they've been horrible. They've been trophyless. And unfortunately, as an Arsenal fan, I'm going to try and change that with 1 game left to go this season here against Eintracht Frankfurt. Personally, I won't be too mad if I lose this game. But if I can get Harry Kane a trophy, he deserves a trophy. He will get a trophy with Bayern Munich this season as long as they don't fumble the league. It's actually kind of comical. Once he went to Bayern Munich, somebody else won the league for the first time ever. And, of course, it was an Arsenal player that did it with Granit Xhaka. So that makes sense. So, yeah, we're going to try and rectify that, get Tottenham a trophy, and then I'm going to go bleach my eyes after we win a trophy. This jersey is awful, though. James Maddison into Harry Kane. Harry Kane from outside the box. Harry Kane. Now he has some experience against these German sides. He's been destroying these German sides for the last 2 seasons, scoring numerous amounts of goals. Lewandowski-esque. Basuma, Caicedo, James Maddison. Harry Kane's in the midfield. We'll look to find him. And Maddison taken out from behind. It might be a red card early for Frankfurt. They might be down to 10 men. After only 15, 20 minutes in the game, they are down to 10 men. A red card for Hugo Larsson. And this changes the game completely. 15 minutes in, and they are down to 10. Wow. And Basuma's going to hit it from distance because why not? Caicedo wins a header. Basuma finds Maddison into Heung-min Son, into Harry Kane. Just like old times, Harry Kane finds the back of the net. Tottenham have the lead. And in 20 minutes, we are finding form, and we have one hand on a trophy for Tottenham. Go to Caicedo. Now Heung-min Son. Into Harry Kane. And Harry Kane now. Harry Kane! There's a reason why I brought him back to Tottenham. He knows how to score goals, and that's exactly what they need to do is be scoring goals. Tottenham, 2-0. Frankfurt are struggling here in the Europa League final. Caicedo, Heung-min Son, Harry Kane. Can we make Kulusevski make that run? The answer is yes, but out wide for Heung-min Son instead. And now we'll look to find Kulusevski. And Kulusevski on the volley. Straight to Trapp's hands. North now chasing down is Caicedo. He's not doing a good job, though. Götze crossed in. Chiabi Vicario with the save. The first dangerous effort, really, for Frankfurt here. They get a corner now. Götze is going to look to probably play it short or whip it in. He whips it in straight to Caicedo. And Caicedo now looking to get up the box. It is Hakimi, of all players. He is quick on the ball, which is fine. Kulusevski now. Kulusevski. He's in behind. Kulusevski, he's going to look to find Harry Kane. And Harry Kane for a hat trick. 3-0 for Tottenham. And in the first half, the Europa League belongs to Tottenham. And they will win their first trophy in what seems like the club's history. James Maddison, can we get a bright start to the second half as well? James Maddison, oh, that was Heung-min Son trying to find Harry Kane. was a great ball. Marmouche, consolation goal is looming. Consolation goal. And Cook go out wide, crossed in. Saved by Vicario, out for a corner. And the last kick of the game is here with Mario Götze. Whips it in the box. Vicario can't punch it away. Surely referee calls full time any second now. We just got to kind of deal with this little pressure now, even if it goes out for a corner. Let's see if we can head it back to the keeper. That is game over. Tottenham, disgustingly, but they do win a trophy. They win the Europa League. We bring back Harry Kane to this club, and a 3-0 win in the first half. A hat-trick for Harry Kane himself, and Tottenham will get to see the fairy tale to lifting a trophy. And Heung-min Son will get to lift the trophy. He deserves it more than Harry Kane. He's been through it more with Tottenham since Harry Kane's left. Feel bad for him the most. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, the old duo-ship of Tottenham. They lift the trophy at last. They are Europa League champions. Player of the season for half of the season, and it goes to Harry Kane. That is comical. Let's go ahead and see what the boys finished in the league. And from 15th, talking about relegation prospects, all the way up to 6th in the Premier League after fighting back for half the season. It's thanks to Harry Kane. I mean, look how many goals he's probably scored. We'll do a squad wrap-up and see how many goals he's actually scored in these last half of the season with Tottenham. But they finished on 62 points, 7 points off top 5. We finished in 6th. We have 14 points off top 4. We were 20 points off top 4. Liverpool win the league by goals scored, I guess. They win the league by goals scored. So first, second, and third all tied on 78 points. So Man City made a fantastic comeback, and Liverpool nearly choked it. Arsenal did Arsenal. And yeah, well, let's go see how many goals Harry Kane have scored in the short time he was here, because the win player of the season, he must have been insane. I'm actually really interested in how many goals he scored. He scored 20 goals. He scored 12 in the Premier League, 5 in the Europa League, 3 in the FA Cup. Absolutely have scored 20 goals in the 28 games he played for Tottenham. He scored more goals than Kulusevski, and Kulusevski has 61 games in. That is absolutely absurd. So the addition was needed for Harry Kane. You can see there the goals wasn't coming without Harry Kane. That is going to be that's going to be it for this 10-minute rebuild. If you want me to do this again with another team using the live features, let me know in the comments. Before then, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.